Ever heard of a battle so epic that it basically ended a whole empire before lunch? Well, buckle up, because in 168 BC, Rome and Macedonia squared off at the Battle of Pydna. And the results? Let's just say the Macedonian Phalanx learned the hard way that being tall and pointy doesn't always win you the game. So picture this, Macedonia's King Perseus. Yeah, not the Greek hero with the snake-headed lady, but a guy who thought he was the next Alexander, was holding on to what was left of Alexander the Great's legacy. Rome, on the other hand, was in full "we're the new sheriff in town" mode. These two powers were destined to collide, and collide they did, on June 22, 168 BC. Now, the Macedonian Phalanx was legendary. Imagine 16,000 men standing shoulder to shoulder, each one holding a sarissa, which was basically a 20-foot spear. From a distance, this wall of spikes looked like the ancient version of a porcupine on steroids. Sounds unstoppable, right? Yeah, until you meet the Romans. The Romans marched in with their trusty manipular legions. Instead of being one giant block like the Phalanx, they were divided into small, flexible units. Think of it like comparing a massive IKEA couch that only fits in one room to modular furniture that can be rearranged anywhere. Who do you think has the advantage when things get messy? So at first, the Phalanx looked terrifying. When those long spears lowered and started advancing, the Romans were like, yeah, let's not run into that. The Macedonians pushed them back, and it looked like King Perseus might actually pull it off. But here's where things got hilarious, in a tragic kind of way. The battlefield wasn't flat. It had hills, ditches, rocks, actual terrain. The Phalanx, with all its precision, started to wobble. Gaps opened between units. And the Romans, they loved gaps. Roman soldiers slipped into these openings like water through cracks, and suddenly that giant spiky wall turned into a bunch of guys holding oversized toothpicks. Once inside, the Romans used their short swords, the gladius, and started stabbing left and right. And let's be honest, if you're carrying a 20-foot spear, trying to fight a dude 2 feet in front of you is not ideal. It's like bringing a selfie stick to a boxing match. The result? Absolute carnage. The Macedonian Phalanx collapsed. King Perseus fled like someone who suddenly remembered they left the oven on, and about 20,000 Macedonians were killed. Rome only lost around 100 men. Yeah, 100 versus 20,000. Talk about a blowout score. This wasn't just a battle. It was the death of the Phalanx as the ultimate fighting machine. For centuries, the Macedonian formation had dominated the battlefield. But at Pydna, Rome proved that adaptability beats rigidity every single time. It was like watching a chess player trying to win against someone armed with Uno cards and still losing. And here's the kicker. This victory didn't just give Rome bragging rights. It ended Macedonia as a serious power. Rome basically said, "Nice kingdom, Perseus. We'll take it from here." From that point on, Rome wasn't just flexing in Italy. They were running the Mediterranean show. So, next time someone tells you size matters, just remember the Phalanx at Pydna. Sometimes it's not the length of the spear, it's how flexible your formation is. But what do you think? Was Rome's manipular system just flat out superior? Or did Macedonia throw away its chance by being too old school? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And hey, if you enjoyed this little dive into ancient chaos, let me know what other underrated battles we should roast next.